A few weeks ago I posted about overcoming the most common blocks around manifesting money. And you guys seem to love it. So much so in fact, that few people wrote me to ask if I could do a similar one about love. Which only makes sense since the two most popular topic requests I get are love and money. We're all programmed to want love. We get obsessed with it. We crave it, and when we don't have it, it's all too easy to get consumed by finding it. Love is the most universal experience. So if I can help anyone increase the love levels in their life, then I'm happy to do so. So by popular demand, here it is. Just remember that real shadow work will take much more than just an article to truly accomplish. It's the journey of a lifetime. We're constantly going to be uncovering limiting beliefs, behavioral patterns, or other things that keep us stuck. But hopefully this will give you some good places to hop off from when you get started. 5 most common blocks to manifest love. Common love block number 1, I'm unlovable. Feeling unlovable or undeserving of love is the number 1 culprit in preventing a true loving partnership from manifesting. Here's what this one can sound like: no one can love the real me. If I show someone who I really am, they'll never stick around. Why would she even be interested in someone like me? In reality, you do not have to be perfect to deserve love. There are loads of imperfect people out there in relationships. If this line of reasoning was true, only Beyoncé would be the only married person in the world. Just kidding, of course. She's not perfect either. Winking face. The real problem with this block is that we often don't even admit what the problem actually is. Instead, we try hard to overcome it by pretending really hard to be perfect. If I can hide my flaws or become the perfect partner, then maybe this person will love me. However, you can't pretend to be someone else forever. If that sounds exhausting, that's because it is. If you enter a relationship pretending to be happy and perky, when you're usually not so much, then one day the mask will come off and your partner will be left wondering where the real you went. The cure. The only cure to feeling deeply unlovable is to shift into radical self-acceptance. That means getting cozy with your truth, your past, your body, your mistakes, your imperfections. Your whole glorious enchilada needs a boost. One of the most popular self-help exercises of all time is the I Love You exercise. To do this, stand in front of a mirror and really take a moment to see yourself. In other words, this isn't the time to think about plucking those eyebrows. Keep looking straight into your eyes and say the words out loud, I love you. For bonus point, do this in front of a full-length mirror naked. This exercise is tough for most of us. Because let's face it, we're used to looking into the mirrors to see what needs to be fixed so we can fix it and get back to being lovable again. We're used to looking for cowlicks, new zits, cellulite, weird hairs, skin that's too brown, not brown enough, legs that are too skinny, fat, muscular. We're not used to thinking anything particularly nice, much less, I love you. But the person you find staring back at you is about so much more than the physical body. These meat suits are just temporary. No matter what you see, the bottom line is that you are deserving of love from yourself and from others. Common love block number 2, I don't want to get hurt. The fear of getting hurt often gets in the way of the thing we really want. But there's really no way around this one. There's a certain amount of risk in getting close to someone, whether that's a romantic relationship or even a friendship. Fundamentally, if you open up your heart to someone, you're also taking the risk that person can hurt you. This fear almost always stems out of past hurt or from witnessing someone else's past hurt. Becoming aware of the risk we are taking makes it more difficult to take the jump. But letting the past affect our future is not an empowered way to go for life. There's never a guarantee that someone will love you, or even like you, forever. And there's no guarantee that someone will keep your secrets safe, tell you the truth and treat you like gold 100% of the time. And no, not even wedding vows are guarantees. The people close to you will disappoint you, sooner or later. But you will be always okay, despite that fact. And if you want to find true love, you must be willing to take that chance. The cure. It's important to realize the truth here, no one can hurt you except you. Yes, other people can disappoint you or betray you. But the reason we feel hurt is because we allow that stuff to mean something about ourselves. While we think that someone cheating means we're unlovable, it probably means something else entirely. Maybe you're just dating someone who's emotionally stunted and would rather cheat on you than step up and admit that they've checked out. Or maybe they're not the relationship type at all. But whatever the real reason might be, make no mistake that it's their shit to deal with. It's not a reflection on you, no matter how shitty it feels at the time. Note, it's a whole lot easier to see this truth after some time has passed from the initial hurt. But being dumped isn't the only thing that hurts. Loneliness, self-hatred and self-punishment also feel pretty icky. If you're just exchanging one pain in for another, then it's time to get real about your reasons. Common love block number 3, I'm afraid of being vulnerable. Finding a romantic relationship always involves opening up and showing your true colors. While vulnerability can be terrifying, it's also a necessary element of intimacy. When it comes to romantic relationships, the thing we all crave the most is intimacy. We want someone to really see us for who we are. It just feels so damn good when that happens. You don't have to pretend to be anyone or to worry that you'll scare someone away. If you're craving romantic love, it's important to realize that much of your actually craving is intimacy. You just can't get that kind of connection without it. The cure. The big realization here is that only you have the power to free yourself from this scenario. You can keep craving that intimacy and trust forever alone, or you can decide to take a chance now and again on a worthy person who might just be able to return the favor. We never get the reward without the risk. Allowing someone to really see you requires actually putting yourself out there. The world we live in is simply a mirror to our inner world. The love and acceptance you crave truly begins within you. Start giving that unconditional love and acceptance to the people in your world. Stop judging and withholding and watch how people respond to you. We all love and crave authenticity, and you will be rewarded when you're brave enough to offer it yourself. Common love block number 4, everyone leaves. Hello, abandonment issues. If you've been broken-hearted in the past, as we all have, then you might be at risk of blocking yourself from receiving love because you're too obsessed by the idea that it will happen again. I dated a guy once who repeatedly asked, "How do I know you're not going to leave me?" It kind of baffled me at the time. I mean, what do I have to give you for proof? A child? A ring? A contract written in blood? We'd not even said, "I love you," yet. And we never would. In the end, I did leave him. The fear of being dumped or being left broken-hearted is extremely common. Just look at those words. You can feel the emotional violence in almost every description of a breakup. Of course, rejection never feels great. So how do you get over this fear and open yourself up to the possibility of love? The cure. First off, let's try to rid ourselves of the idea of abandonment altogether. I'm a firm believer in the saying, "What's meant for you will not pass you by." Which means that sometimes things are just not meant to be, and that's okay. I'd much rather be in a relationship of two happy and invested people than one happy and invested person and one with their foot out the door. So don't think of this as abandonment. Some relationships are simply meant to expire when the two people in it have done all they can do. Staying in it past the due date isn't doing anyone any favors. We might not like being broken up with, but the truth is that something better is always waiting in the wings. Besides, love still does bloom, and often. It is still 100% possible to find relationships that are committed for the long haul. If your subconscious doesn't believe this is a real possibility anymore, then start spending time or mental energy with people that have made this happen. The fear of abandonment does not have to be a life sentence to loneliness. But it's up to you to do the work. Common love block number 5, there aren't any good ones. You've definitely heard this one before. Why should I even bother trying to finding a date when there aren't any good ones left? All the good ones are married or gay. Maybe it's just the fault of your geographic location or social circle. Or maybe we can blame the whole mess directly on Tinder. This block seems so very real at times. But it's important to remember that we're always creating our own reality. The first step is to admit that the world around you isn't really the problem. It's time to think about whether the thought "there aren't any good ones" is serving your higher purpose or not. Because if you keep saying that, you will keep looking for evidence to back that up, and you'll keep finding it. It becomes a very difficult cycle to break. The cure. When you're busy sticking to your story that there's no one worthy of meeting, then your radar is always off. This is a self-fulfilling prophecy, and it's time to bust through it. So let's start simply by widening your net. It's time to remember that we live in a universe of infinite possibility. And in reality, there are hundreds or thousands of people moving through your orbit on a regular basis. Surely not all of them are undesirable? Meeting new people is about more than just going to bars. What about at the grocery store? On the train? in the lobby of your building? It's time to strike up some conversations with random strangers. But don't make this purely about dating. That's way too much pressure. The idea is to just make some casual connections and see what happens. If you just start talking to people or meeting ones from Tinder for a coffee, then you might just unearth a few gems. Even if it doesn't blossom into romance, you'll still be reminded that there are tons of amazing people out there. And many of those people are worthwhile, quality people who are also looking for love. Please, let me know in the comments below. I would like to really hear your opinion. If you have found this video helpful, please like this video. It really means a lot to me. And if you think it might help one of your friends, don't be shy and share this video with them as well. That way, we all can help people we care about to live happier life. And if you didn't do so yet, make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to receive more informational videos that will improve your health and lifestyle. Thank you for watching this top 5 most common love blocks and how to break them video, and I will see you on our next video.